go sleep. 나 싫어? Would you like a treat?
알았어.